Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name's Ant Hodges. I'm one of the founders of Good Bottle of Wine here. Sean Musday, co-founder, he's not able to be with us today, so you've got me on my own. And because you've got me on my own, I'm not going to be terribly long. I'm not going to waffle on because I haven't got anyone to banter off against. But I tend to waffle. Oh, probably what I'm doing now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep very short, succinct points on how you can enjoy a good bottle of wine. Now, myself and Sean, we've done some wine tasting in our time, and we've come across slightly different variations on a theme on how you can actually go about enjoying a good bottle of wine. And when you start to do wine tasting, you'll start to pick up that if you do one or two courses, go to some different places, some different vineyards or merchants, they might start to tell you slightly different things. So what we've done is we've just lumped the 4 points together that really should help you to enjoy a good bottle of wine. The first one is to take a real good look at the wine. As we hold it up to the light, as we hold it up to daylight or against a white background, if you can, we might start to see that either the wine would be quite cloudy or it could be quite clear. This one itself, you know, it's probably in between the two. It's not clear, but again, it's not completely cloudy. So I'm expecting this to have quite a good body to the wine, quite a good feel. But we get on to feeling later. What you can then also look at is you can look at the colour. Is it, for a red wine, is it quite a rich ruby red, or is it a real deep dark red? I think this one's got quite a cherry kind of look to it, that kind of slightly pinky red in it. What we then move on to is we move on to the smell. The smell is important because what you get with the smell is as you sip it, you get the smell before it comes into your mouth. So the enjoyment should start really with the colour and what it looks like, and then it just wafts under your nose, and you start to pick out scents of blackberry, even a touch of toasted wood and vanilla. I'm picking out some vanilla smells in that, and that's gorgeous. That's starting to set me alive. I'm starting to really want to get down and enjoy this wine. The next part really is to feel the wine, and I'm not talking about getting your hands in and having a good feel. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about letting it rest on your tongue. How does it feel on your tongue? How does it feel in the mouth? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a small sip, and we're going to probably just swill it around in our mouth and let it sit there for a few seconds. And obviously I don't want you to watch me as I drink, as I eat, but as it sits there and as you swirl it around, what does it feel like? Does it feel like it's got a very mellow or quite a velvety feel to it, or is it quite sharp? Is it quite acidic in that sense? And there's something called tannins that are used in wine, and we'll go into those in a little more detail. They affect how either soft, gentle, velvety, or quite rich or quite full on the touch and the feel of the wine is. And fundamentally, the last point, the fourth point, is going to be the taste. What does it really taste like? So what we're going to do is, we've done this. Now, when you're wine tasting and you're tasting a number of wines, what you might want to have handy is the old-fashioned cowboy spittoon or a jug or something, so that you can swill it and you can spit it. Also a glass of wine so that you can then refresh the palate in there, so when you try the next one you haven't got the overtones of the previous wine and the aftertaste of the previous wine. But as today, I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm actually going to swallow this wine. Yes, I'm not going to spit it out because it's one of my favourites. There are some really good reviews on the site, and I do go into this in a bit more detail, and it's a bit of a secret one for me. But take a look at the reviews and I'll tell you which one it is. I'll point out my secret favourite. So we get on to the taste. So the secret about this is to actually put it into your mouth and let it actually go around all your taste buds. As we've swilled it round in our mouth, we'll start to let it go over the whole of our tongue. And the reason for that is parts of your tongue will detect sweet, parts of your tongue will detect sour, parts of your tongue will detect all kinds of different flavours, and it's all of your taste buds combined that will actually help you to taste the wine. So we'll do this again, and I'll probably take a little bit more. And actually, what I'm getting from this, that vanilla that I mentioned in the smell, wow, that's coming through. The richness of it being set in the barrel. You know, this is a Spanish Rioja. It's a 2004 variety, so there's a little bit of a hint to what it is. And you know, it's a very, very good taste. You know, I've still got some of the taste in my mouth. You know, the secret to a long-lasting wine is that it stays in your mouth. You can enjoy it after you've actually sipped it and drunk it. And basically, the last thing really is to either finish the glass or, as I said, take a sip of water, move on to your next. So, 4 simple tips for enjoying a good bottle of wine. First, take a good look at it. Second, smell it. What does it smell like? Feel the wine on your tongue, in your mouth. How does it feel? Does it feel heavy, flat, mellow, quite velvety, acidic? And finally, the taste. Do you enjoy it? Have you got an aftertaste? Has it lingered? Can you actually taste the smells that you picked up in point 2? So, goodbottleofwine.com. We're about enjoying a good glass of wine, and hopefully you can enjoy more than just a glass and enjoy a good bottle of wine. Thanks for listening.